Hi, I'm Patrick Flynn.
Hi, I'm Amy Tepper. Thanks for joining us for part four of our four-part series in supporting teachers in the shift to online teaching and learning. The focus of part four is cultivating a culture of learning. Schools, leaders, teachers, and students everywhere have overcome enormous obstacles and emotional waves during the school closures. Many have experienced this time with grief and sadness, but get up every day with creative solutions and dedication to ensure everyone is okay and supported and reaching acceptance.
And some schools and teams must remain in crisis response. Meeting basic needs must remain a priority, our stage one from part two. For those schools who are ready, we need to process what's next, beyond acceptance, and turn our attention to the learning for all, students and teachers. We can begin to identify short and long term goals and support teachers differently through feedback that feeds forward and promotes growth.
Schools and districts have been engaged in some alternate form of teaching and learning for over a month, and many can begin, and many already are, thinking more deeply about how we're impacting student engagement and learning. Now is our chance to support teachers and learners in moving through the stages while gathering critically important information about the teaching and learning occurring.
Remember, in part one, we offer tools to identify what teachers and learners need to be successful in a virtual or blended world. In part two, we offer you the four stages of implementation. And in part three, we offer you strategies to gather information about the teaching and learning related to those stages. In part four, we provide further suggestions to help you cultivate a culture of learning, ultimately striving for these critical attributes. It is when we cultivate a culture of observation, or now information gathering and feedback, that we can build a culture of learning. Through this, we begin to open doors, in this case, virtual doors, and begin to open minds to new virtual strategies and creative ways to reach learners.
On our resource page, you will see under part four that we are providing you with two feedback samples. The first sample is from the synchronous lesson that we referenced in part three, where we showed you methods for information gathering and analysis, and it's an example of written feedback that could be provided to a teacher. Our second example or sample is from an asynchronous lesson, or a time when an assistant principal dropped in on a Google Classroom and looked at student responses across a week. So there are some examples of information gathered and analyzed, and then how the assistant principal prepared for the Zoom chat with the teacher, and then the next steps that they collaboratively determined would be the best for the students and the teacher. Think about how you can use our four-part series to become a highly reflective team who is informed about what is working well and how we're impacting learners to ensure that regardless of the environment in which we teach, we continue to cultivate a culture of learning.
Remember, you can access all of our resources at tepperandflynn.com, and be sure to join our mailing list.
Be well.
Take care.